Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is your captain speaking. We may be experiencing some rough turbulence, so stay prepared for the flight. So, today we're going to build just a car. Not any kind of car in specific, just what you think of when you hear the word car. So, 90s Econobox. Yeah. So to do that, I'm gonna find a boring body like that one. Yeah, looks like every car ever. Probably just choose all the cheapest options pretty much. I'm just gonna do a steel ladder frame. If you really want to get fancy with it, choose galvanized steel. Wow. Pretty much just have to make a front engine of some kind. It's double wishbone on the front, and because it's guaranteed gonna be front wheel drive, you probably just want torsion beam. Quality slightly down because money. From here you want to morph it however you see fit. And so now we shall begin the construction of every car ever. But first, we have to pick a color. Pick a boring, like, beige, blue, and if you really wanted to, you go yellow. You just go gray. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to go faded blue. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some pictures on it, so...
En pleno mes de junio son 24 las horas de Le Mans. Si estamos juntos en la noche canalla, ¿qué nos importa? Será porque te amo. Le Mans. Le Mans. Le Mans. Noche canalla en Eurosport de Le Mans. Bienvenidos todos.
Now, most 90s cars have a very just boring, cheap name. So for this, I'm gonna go with the Pace. Wow. So, because that badge looks like Delta Airlines, this is the Delta Pace. Yes, so I'm gonna do a quick do-over of the car. You got your front bumper that already looks miserable. Check. Misaligned air scoop. Because this is the sport model and it looks awesome. You got the mirrors. You got the egg door handles. You got the rims too. And of course, you cannot go anywhere without the cheap plastic bumpers. Cheap plastic handle, taillights. And a cheeky little spoiler because this is indeed the sports model. All that's missing now is a little antenna. And now, this car is complete on the outside. Now we build an engine. So, for your 90s engine, you're going to want an inline 4 for your car. And because it's the 90s, you want to balance fuel economy, emissions, and price. Mostly going for price, though. We use light aluminum. Make the size down. Like, there we go. 1.257. 1.2 liters. Because this is the 90s, you're going to need about 100 horsepower. Anything above that's just kind of pushing it. VTEC, that adds too much weight. We'll mess around with this stuff later. No, fuel injection. Single point EFI. Because, wow. Ethanol blend, because engine. Here you just cast something. It just has to be cast. If it's not cast, you're doing it wrong. Catalytic converter, because like I said, it's the 90s, you have to have emissions. Just choose whatever seems the cheapest. No first muffler, but you're definitely going to want a second muffler. There we go, that's the graph we want. Now because this graph is absolute crap, we want a turbo. Just so we can boost fuel economy. and service costs go down. Weight is kind of a problem. Loudness is definitely a problem. So I'm gonna mess around with this engine until we get it to the perfect. So we have developed our engine, and it runs. It makes a whopping 75 horsepower. The speed, yeah, pretty quiet. Fuel efficient, I guess. Reliable. And I didn't look at anything else, so we should, in theory, be good. Definitely gonna need a manual gearbox. 3-speed, because you are not going to need 155 miles an hour. Go down. I'll tune you later. Open diff, because we can't afford anything else. Bump the quality down, because price. Radials, hard long life. Wow, what a wheel. Steel, because, yeah. Drum brakes, I guess, because everything else is too expensive. Slightly better. Drum brakes, once again, make these ones big. There. Now, because it's not going, we're going to leave that there for now. Mildly reduce the quality. No skid tray, we can't afford anything else. Bump the quality all the way down to 15 because we're not going to need it. Now the interior. You get standard, and you get cassette. I'd make it slightly lighter because economy, but quality goes down. On here I'd say probably just go with one of the most reliable, probably manual. And because safety is kind of necessary now, we need ABS. But of course you can bump the quality down. Standard 80 safety because you're not going to need anything else. Now here you just want standard. Maybe hydromatic, but that's too expensive, so we're not doing that. Go twin tube. I don't know anything about if that's a good graph or not, so I'm going to go ahead and believe that's a good graph. Of course, it only tops out at 90 miles an hour. Also know nothing about tuning engines, so I'm just doing whatever looks like it has the speed. I'm sure none of those are important. I'll just summary. Weighs over a ton. Yeah. Hey, 28 miles per gallon. That's not terrible, but also not good. Could be worse. So, let's go ahead and export this to BeamNG. Me Delta Pace is finished. Behold, the Delta Pace. Alright, let's start her up. What a noise. What a machine. Well, the brakes are very effective, surprisingly. It goes. Handles surprisingly decent, but those wheels, goodness, I probably should have changed them like aluminum or something. I keep forgetting them in manual gears. I'm used to playing like Forza Motorsport, and it's just How do I do this again? But hey, I'm getting better. A snazzy drift there. Hurrah. Edit that bit out. Ooh, that is my clutch button. Awesome. Here, let's do a clutch dump here. It's screaming in joy. Edit that bit out too. It's not fast enough to crash. And I don't think I've even touched third gear yet. There we go. We've gotten up to speed. Oh, that's the corner. Me delta pace is broken. With all due respect, this car is okay. I mean, I like it, and I think it looks good. But there's much, much better. Now, off to the race, I suppose. Let's do a lap, see if it's any good. Alright, so we're going to do a lap in the Covet first, so we can get a base for all of our future needs. Especially because it seems like a reasonable opponent for the Delta pace. Off the line. And here we go on a magical adventure around the track. There we go. We're doing it. Almost there. And across the line. So 1 minute 33. Now we just need to beat that. A lot of wheel spin there, a lot more than the Covet it feels like. And it feels glacially slow now. The Covet already was just better. Just if I recall, the Covet was going like 60 down this, and this is not. I feel like I'm doing a lot better though than the first time, so I shouldn't have said that. I've upset the Hirochi Raceway gods with that statement. Here we go, getting up to the final stretch. Nothing but wheel spin. We're almost there, and we've done it. Well, it's only like 2.5 seconds slower than the Covet. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Not great. Better than nothing though. What a car! Just get out of here though.
¿qué nos importa? Será porque te amo, le 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 mans, le 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 mans.
Liters. Now, because this engine is from the 90s here, that means that we're going to need... What am I talking about? But yeah, because this is a average 90s car, it's going to need probably like a just basic kind of thing here. And from here you want to morph it however you see fit. I'm not the boss, I'm just here to tell you. Then shape it how you will. Ugly good yellow, standard, and you get cassette because cassette. Hammond, I have had an accident. Maybe you need another one. It's well, I guess that marks the end of this video.